Welcome back to Defense News Weekly. Watching the news, you see a lot of updates from Ukraine as it continues to fight Russia. And more recently, the conflict between Israel and Hamas. Even with all those conflicts, the United States is still laser focused on China. Any missions there would require a symphony of logistical wins, and it's something the Army is planning for today. Heading logistical efforts there is Major General Jared Helwig, the commander of the 8th Theater Sustainment Command at Fort Shafter, Hawaii. He sat down with Defense News' Jen Judson to discuss logistics.
Hi, I'm Jen Jensen, land warfare reporter for Defense News, and I am here with Major General Jared Helwig, 8th Theater Sustainment Command commander in the Indo-Pacific. We're here at AUSA, so just wanted to get a sense from you what you're seeing on the floor. What are some of the things you're looking for that industry could potentially help you solve?
Hey, Jen, thanks. Yeah, it's been a great visit so far. I mean, it's always great to get here to see all of the industry capabilities. Yeah. This year we did a whole series of exercises in the Pacific. Operation Pathways. It's really how the Indo-Pacific gets after campaigning. And so, as part of that, we were able to really experiment with logistics and some of our logistics systems. And so, kind of gives us an idea of some of the things that we'd want to look at in the future. And the vendors around here have got various capabilities.
So lots of good solutions.
Yeah, and it's Old Home Week, you get to see a lot of people that so.
Absolutely. I mean, obviously the Indo-Pacific is a major focus for the U.S. Army going forward and as it thinks about modernizing. You recently conducted a massive exercise when it comes to logistics and sustainment, in addition to your Operation Pathways exercises, Talisman Sabre with Australia. So talk a little bit about what you accomplished in that exercise in terms of things that the Army needs to refine, learn as we move forward and modernize not only weapon systems, but the sustainment logistics process.
No, thanks. Talisman Sabre was part of Operation Pathways. It was really kind of the second to last exercise, but it was by far the biggest. Okay. 30,000 service members from across all the components, Army being the biggest, and then 13 different nations participating. Pretty neat. And this was really the first time we were able to use contested logistics and get the logistics set out. A lot of times in exercises, what we'll do is kind of set the logistics ahead of time because we don't want the exercise to get held up. But what General Flynn and Indo-PACOM really let us do in this one was play out the logistics and give us a better sense.
Super important.
And so it was really helpful because we were able to do multi-echelon, which we don't normally get to have the Theater Sustainment Command, the Expeditionary Sustainment Command, and the brigade logistics elements all working on the same exercise at the same time. So what that helped us with is, how would we communicate across different echelons of command? How do we work out a common operating picture with logistics? And because Australia is a pretty huge continent, a lot of times I'd have people call in or come in and say they're going to come in and, hey, I want to go to here, here, and here in 2 days. And I'm like, no, man, this is as big as the continental United States. We were able to really test that with the differences. And in fact, there was even 2 different time zones. And then we added into that our Australian partners in a combined joint theater sustainment component. So we combined what the Joint Force was doing and the Army with the Australians as well. And so that allowed us to really see how we would work as a coalition and as a Joint Force. And so that was a really huge highlight of the exercise. We were also able to do joint petroleum over the shore, actually test moving fuel from the high water mark all the way to like a remote location. Say, okay, how does that work?
Yeah.
And we did joint logistics over the shore, brought in some of the vessels from Transcom, and then downloaded the equipment onto the Army watercraft, and then brought it on the shore.
It's pretty amazing. A lot that you accomplished there. I think one of the interesting aspects also of Talisman Sabre is you were permitted by Australia to leave behind, equipment sets. So talk a little bit about how that is meaningful in terms of how you're thinking about setting the theater and sustainment in such an enormous region. Why, getting permission from various countries might be a good solution to potentially keep equipment available and ready in a variety of different areas.
No, thanks. Yeah, it's really important to us for a variety of reasons. First and foremost, Australia's got very stringent agricultural access, which is good. We want to respect our partners, but the effort to clean equipment to that standard really makes it a multi-month. In the case of Talisman Sabre, we were cleaning equipment for about 6 months to get it ready for this exercise. And so leaving some of that equipment, of course, naturally allows us the opportunity to not have to do that. It'll stay there, and we won't have to go through that process. It is important to have equipment ready and positioned in places like Australia. And then it also helps us as we build our partnership with our ally. We share a lot in common, and having that equipment in position just kind of reinforces that commitment that we'll be there.
Okay. So Army Materiel Commander General Hamilton has been pushing to adopt predictive sustainment, precision logistics, he says. So what does that mean to you, and how are you helping to develop this capability in the Indo-Pacific region?
Yeah, I think that we have to be precise in the Pacific. It is so huge and so many locations that we really have to be very intentional and understand what we're doing. Because if we send something to the wrong place, it's not hours of delay; it's days, and in some case months. So we really have to be attuned to that. And so the work that AMC is doing to help us, I think AMC is Indo-PACOM's a great kind of test bed location to do that.
If you can do it there, you can do it anywhere.
If you can do it there, you can do it anywhere. They're particularly a place like Palau or Pinion or Saipan or some of these remote places.
Yes, absolutely.